Welcome back. Replay Arcade. Here with Alex, the archaeologist.
As I made abundantly clear in the last episode.
I forget those details, though. Like, I've known you longer than that,
right.
so... I think of you
before
as...
I became a Nazi fighter.
Yeah.
Treasure hunter.
That's, like, really one of... Like, when I remember... Seriously, I think it's true of all people who are like, I want to be an archaeologist. You watch an Indiana Jones movie and you go, dude, I want to do that.
Right.
As dangerous as it is, like getting chased by rocks and fucking Indians with poison darts and, gosh, people getting their hearts ripped out and lowered into the Earth's core.
Om Nam Shivaya, Om Nam Shivaya.
Whoa, that one, I was really left out on that.
Missed that one too. There we go.
Om Nam Shiva.
Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to think about that. Like, being an archaeologist would be cool. And, like, you're the only person I know that's ever done it.
Really?
You know? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I only know, like, 30 archaeologists.
Well, yeah, because you go to school with them.
You're in it. Well...
And all 30 of them watched Indiana Jones.
Yeah, you know, a lot of them talk shit about it. When I was first, like, my very first anthropology course ever, right? They were, like, instantly, like, you know, Indiana Jones in the PowerPoint. They're like, what is an archaeologist, right? And, oh, it's not Indiana Jones. He's a stupid treasure hunter. And pop culture's dumb. I was like, yeah, man, but it's tight. So, don't be hating on my movie.
Right, right.
But, especially Temple of Doom, and a lot of people don't like Temple of Doom, but I do.
Yeah, I like it too. It's because it's more hokey. It doesn't have anything to do with like a real.
No, it's like the weird sequel that should have been terrible, but it's
still good.
Fun.
Yeah.
Like if you just approach it from like I'm an 8-year-old kid that wants a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
The opening scene of that movie is great.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great. The music's
bar,
great.
Yeah, and Charlie's up there singing.
And then Short Round shows up. He's
like,
holy smokes! Clash landed.
Right. Speaking of Corey Feldman, he was Data in the
Goonies. Yeah, which I didn't realize that. Like, I thought that the only thing he ever did was Short Round, and that people were just confusing that guy.
Right, yeah, and that makes sense, but it really is.
Yeah, and the only thing that he was in after that I absolutely know for sure was Encino Man.
Well, and you know what the problem with that is because then Getty Watanabe came out, I think is his name, Long Duck Dong. So, like, he was, like, the teenage Asian dude and everything.
Long Duck Dong?
You know Long Duck Dong, right? From Pretty in Pink?
I don't.
So, like, the John Hughes movie, Pretty in Pink, right?
Yeah,
The whole, like, thing is, like, you know, she's, like, crushing on some boy or whatever, but her, like, friend or, like, her, I think it's her family, takes in this Asian exchange student. And they're like, hey, don't forget, we'll have that exchange student here today. She wakes up and, like, he's, like, hanging upside down from the top bunk, looking at her, his hair's, like, all flipped up. And he's like, hi! And she's like, what the fuck? He's like, I'm Long Duck Dong. And it's like... And like, he ends up becoming, like, cool at school, you know what I mean? And, like some, you know, kind of beefy Canadian-looking chick gets really into him, but... Yeah, Long Duck Dong, man. He's awesome, too, Getty Watanabe. You know him if you saw him, because he's been in, like... He was actually in, like, a House episode, I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
He was in this movie, The Volunteers, starring Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, actually. I think it's the movie he met Rita. Like, that's who Tom Hanks is married to.
Oh, really?
And I think it's the movie he met. And John Candy's in it. And it's like he's this, like, rich douchebag that's trying to, like, get out of the gambling debt.
Right.
And so, like, he joins the Peace Corps. And, like, but then gets stuck there. And so he's in Thailand. It's, like, a really, like, weird and bizarre comedy.
Yeah.
But Tom Hanks is fucking great in it. But anyway, he's, like, this smooth-talking Asian dude. He's awesome. The point is, Data's Short Round's out of a job.
Yeah, right.
Maybe they'll bring Short Round back in the new Indiana Jones.
That would be
like, that's what, like, maybe he, like, is a real respected archaeologist, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, it maybe has to, like, bring Indy in, you know?
But I want him to do the same silly kid shit.
He'll still, like, have bricks taped to his feet. See, these dudes just like, let's get a trash can.
Barrels, yeah. Some of them are not very well equipped. Like, those guys are less than the teal.
Right.
The teal.
Although I will say their color's a little better.
Right, yeah.
Though it is probably hotter in the summer days. They're still getting screwed.
There's pros and cons.
Although they are, in fact, robots. I don't know if you noticed. They weren't being assembled. Pizza. I ain't trying to eat it yet. Come on over here.
I think I agree with you.
Right in the butt.
Right in the face.
I love the little go-go boots. You know, those look... So So, you know, you've seen some cosplay stuff.
Sure.
Have you seen the boots that the Stormtrooper guys wear? You know, like 501st Legion, like the official boots that you have to wear, and like the ones they use in the movies. They're like Go-Go Travolta boots like that. And you don't really notice it when you're looking at a guy in a Stormtrooper outfit.
Yeah.
But look at his feet next time. You'll notice they're these like little leather, almost like dancing shoes. They're hilarious looking.
Another
How does this guy get his own fucking music and everything? Spank it. I'm gonna turn around. Here we go.
Now we can just hammer on this guy and not worry about hitting each other because
Yeah, which is nice.
turn the friendly fire off. I don't understand why that's option A.
You're right.
You know?
That should be like option B
For
on
sure.
hardcore, right?
Right. Or a friendly fire mode or something else. Like something nice. Fuck that guy.
Something clear.
Yeah.
She'd have to start playing and then restart. I remember that. I did that with my mom. And she'd be like, I don't like that. And I'm like, of course I'm shitty. I'm like, my mom's sitting there just smacking me. Mom, you're doing it wrong. Clearly I didn't have enough friends growing up. I had to make my mom play Turtles with me.
I still think that's the coolest shit ever. Like, my mom never played video games with me. I do remember, like, when we first got the Nintendo, and they got The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, that was when Mom got involved. Because...
That's when Mom got involved.
Yeah, for real. Like, she and my dad, they would sit there and they would play Zelda. And my mom would, like, draw out the maps of the dungeons and stuff. Like, she'd, like, draw it out, and then it was like, oh, you got a map. But she would draw the stuff out with him anyway, just to have, like, an actual map that he could look at without having to get the map in the game, you know?
I mean, you could have, like, sold that at school.
Right, yeah.
Like an early Game Informer or whatever, you know?
And she, like, would write down, like, what the enemies were that were in those rooms and stuff. Like, they really worked on that game until they beat it.
Was your mom, like, a D&D tabletop?
No, not at all. That's the thing. Like, the most that I ever knew of my mom playing was, like, checkers.
Right?
You know?
Checkers and The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. I remember the day I got my Super Nintendo, right? And bundled with that Super Nintendo was Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, nice.
And we set it up, and, you know, my dad bought it for me, and I was real happy. My birthday or whatever.
Right.
And so I set it up, and I played the first level, and, like, I did whatever. I was never a great video gamer anyway. But, I played the game, and I handed the controller to my dad, who had never played a video game, like, in his life.
Yeah.
He flew through the level, like some kind of, like, kid going for a time trial on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, through it perfectly. Didn't get hit, no problems. And,
Right.
like, killed the level. And then, like, it was like, oh, that was fun. Put down the controller. Has never touched a game since.
Wow.
It's like that. He just laid it down on Donkey Kong Country and walked off. It was
That's very
bizarre.
cool.
I'm, like, still jealous of it.
It's like, I'll never be able to do that.
Right. Like, I don't think he'd ever held a game controller in his life. I don't know, he just immediately knew what to do.
Yeah, instinct shit.
Right, and that, that was Super Nintendo, man. You had, like, you had left, right bumper buttons.
Right.
That was a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, well, going from these controllers where you just have A and B, select and start,
Yeah, they'd invented ergonomics, so the controller was rounded a little bit.
Right.
Instead of this, like, rectangle.
Yeah.
It's like a bar of soap.
I still enjoy it. Like, it's
yeah.
interesting. Like, putting this controller back in my hand after so many years, it's like, you just remember.
Yeah. It's a great, it's weird. It's simple.
Yeah.
And yet there's so much you can do with it.
And before that, it was like Atari just had the joystick and one button.
Right, yeah. Which is irritating.
Yeah.
I haven't played much Atari, but it annoys me.
Yeah, I never really did either. I remember when I was a little kid, I remember seeing my cousins playing Spider-Man.
Let's keep doing this.
Which is apparently one of the worst games ever.
Oh, yeah?
I guess. But yeah, I remember seeing that and knowing who it was, like knowing that it was Spider-Man and like understanding what they were doing and stuff. But I was really little.
I got game over. I don't know what the worst game I've ever played is.
Yeah,
A game that I hate.
Right.
I hated The Witcher, but I didn't hate it. I just didn't care for it. It was too linear. Like it was sold to me as more of an open world game.
Right.
And like the fact that I can't even like hop over a ledge, I gotta walk all the way around. The little things like that just irritate me.
Dude, the worst is just like, man, like I tried the very first Witcher.
Right.
And I was just like, I just couldn't do it. Like, all of the ridiculous cutscenes that are terrible. Like, the camera work is terrible, and it's like, it just drags on and on and on.
Well, I mean, I get some people love the storyline.
Right.
That's cool, but like, it's not enough for me to continue with it.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people, they might pipe up about that, like comment and stuff, like, oh, Witcher's the best. If you feel that way, like, awesome, you know. Like, I know that Witcher 3 is like, it moves better, from what I understand, and but I don't care. Like, I just tell I'm not even interested. It's just not my thing.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the worst game ever or anything like that, but it's...
How did I earn an extra life? Right, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the worst game I ever played was.
I don't know what it is. I'm a big Tetris fan, you know. If I was going to rate my best games, Final Fantasy VII, Tetris.
God damn it. Yeah, man, Final Fantasy VII is, like, in my top 10. Actually, number 1, like...
Yeah.
Multi-platform game, it's my number 1.
Probably still have to edge out for Tetris. It's because I can always play Tetris.
Yeah, Tetris.
I can't always figure out what the hell Rufus is up to. You know? I was trying to explain Rufus to somebody the other day. Just the character. I don't know. Or do you remember Rufus in that game?
In Final Fantasy?
In 7, yeah.
I remember it wasn't he one of the guys that you were breaking into, like, at the beginning. He's like with Barrett.
Right.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then
that was at Biggs and Wedge. I can't remember because they always had Biggs and Wedge.
No, Rufus is like he's like a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh, I do. Yeah, he's a Turk. He's a Turk.
It's been too many goddamn years since I played that game.
It was whenever he would show up with his friends, they'd always play that real cool jazz music.
Right. Yeah, and he shows up. He's got his like white suit on. He's got a little spiky hair.
Right.
And of course, at the time, it was like the dopest fucking graphics I'd ever seen in my life, which is hilarious to look at it now.
Oh, I still think it's some of the one of my favorite cutscenes
at the time. Well, the cutscenes are great on it.
Yeah, man, the cutscenes in that are fucking phenomenal.
I remember watching the cutscenes and thinking, man, one day games are gonna look like this all the time, like just in actual gameplay. And like here we are in that stage, and no one cares.
Yeah, but we choose to play Nintendo.
Right, we're playing NES.
And we're going to pick it up again tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. See you then.